Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Will Thomas's return end Liam and Hope's marriage? According to B&B Spoilers, Matthew Atkinson is back at work, filming episodes in the role of FC sign Thomas Forrester. Is Madman Thomas returning? Is Lovesick for Hope Thomas returning? Or is Deke doesn't belong at FC Thomas here to reprimand the intruder? This is so delicious. Given that Thomas has been a very loose cannon in recent years, any of these options are more than feasible. He was furious about his father Rich Forrester's marriage to Brooke Logan only a few weeks ago, but his rage quickly subsided and he and his stepmother hugged. Was that 180 purchased by anyone? We believe Bad Thomas is back in Los Angeles. Let's examine what he might cause with his most recent visit. Thomas keeps his stripes the same. Following Hope Logan's decision to wed baby daddy Liam Spencer, Thomas returns. When it comes to Lope, even in soap opera time, the news of Thomas' return comes quickly. Will he interfere with a 7-year-old officiating the wedding? What might go wrong? Has Thomas moved on from Hope Logan? There is no denying that Thomas has a nasty side. How likely is it that he's merely coming back to wish Lope luck? However, Thomas might surprise everyone by returning with Paris Buckingham as his wife. Thomas is perfectly capable of dropping this bombshell on his family because of his extreme mood swings. Recall that Thomas informed Rich that he wasn't feeling well when we last saw him. His mom, Taylor Hayes, was crushed after Rich dumped her, his dad married a stepmonster, and his romance with Paris was finished. Did Paris and Thomas get married? Every indication was present. Concerns about Thomas' mental state, his outburst at Brooke, and his incredible reversal with regard to Bridge. Hearing about Taylor and Deacon Sharp is unlikely to make him happy. This is yet another reason why we think the hothead can cause some trouble. However, Thomas might return due to the business of Forrester Creations. Perhaps he gives Deke Sharp advice about HFTF. Or it might be Douglas Forrester's discreet return visit to his family. Kelly is tricked by Sheila into accepting an invitation to Hope's wedding. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, despite Beth Spencer's ban on her, Sheila Sharp might be able to utilize her relationship with Kelly Spencer to assist get an invitation to Hope Logan and Liam Spencer's wedding. Hearing about the wedding, Sheila Sharp. Hope and Liam's wedding will be announced to Sheila over the week of November 3rd to 7th. Sheila will undoubtedly wish to join Deacon Sharp for the family gathering. Sheila might even propose renewing the vows twice. Sheila will undoubtedly wish to attend her husband's daughter's wedding. Beth will let Hope and Liam know, though, that she does not want Sheila to go to the wedding. Beth is aware that no one wants Sheila around, even if she doesn't comprehend any of her misdeeds. Since Beth doesn't like Sheila at all, she will persuade her parents to let her skip the celebration. Perhaps Beth simply doesn't want Sheila to stir up trouble. Kelly Spencer's heroine is Sheila Sharp. Fans recall the time John Finnegan escorted Kelly to the beach before being taken away for a phone call. Kelly would have drowned if Sheila hadn't saved her. Sheila could be able to use both of these to receive an invitation to the wedding now that she assisted in saving Steffi Forrester from Luna Nozawa. Can Kelly persuade Beth to reconsider Sheila's actions in light of the fact that she saved her life? Before Luna could take Steffi out that night, she nearly killed Liam, and Sheila was shot in the process, losing another toe. Sheila simply wants to be part of the family, and she has earned it. Deacon Sharp advocates for his spouse. Deacon might also defend Sheila. Deacon has returned home and is attempting to mend his marriage to Sheila, after all. Deke Sharp and Hope have also voiced their opposition to Deacon returning to Sheila. Despite Hope's attendance at Deacon and Sheila's wedding, both children think their father is capable of much better. Since Beth is only a child, Deacon will not quarrel with his granddaughter about Sheila. Deacon might let Liam and Hope handle this and decide whether or not to let Sheila go. Will Deacon and Kelly be able to make arrangements for Sheila to attend Hope and Liam's wedding, or will they forbid her from going? I hope Logan agreed to Liam Spencer's proposal of engagement. The 3-time married and divorced couple had grown up and there was no drama in this brief engagement. With the exception of one minor glitch, the anticipated remarriage ceremony is all chocolate and strawberries. Beth Spencer, their daughter, does not want her step-grandmother present. The officiant is Beth Spencer. Whenever a legal official is required to oversee knot-tying ceremonies, Carter Walton is the preferred officiant on this show. With Beth as the officiant, the suspension of disbelief scenario would be broken, so hopefully he'll be at Hope and Liam 4.0. She is a youngster, not an adult. Even in a soap opera, it would be absurd to depict a marriage, or in this case, a fourth marriage, as a ceremony in which an elementary school student had this kind of power, regardless of the intended amount of cuteness. Naturally, there would also be questions about whether it was legal for Hope and Liam to have their wedding consummated by an unlicensed officiant. With any luck, Carter will be there and Beth will be able to play a meaningful part. That would make soap opera sense and be appropriate. Thomas gets back after his trip to Europe. We know that Christmas episodes of Bold and the Beautiful are presently being filmed, and we have behind-the-scenes pictures that show Thomas at work. Producer Casey Kasprisk expressed his happiness to have Matt return on the set, so these two incidents are related. A Bold set designer also shared a behind-the-scenes photo on social media the same day or the following day, stating that the Christmas episode was being filmed. This implies that Matt Atkinson will be available for episodes during the holidays. In the end, we are aware that Thomas will return from Europe. The fact that he is returning to Los Angeles raises some serious concerns. Is Thomas Forrester just visiting, or is he returning to Bold and the Beautiful? Is the son of Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes returning? I kind of doubt it because he's no longer in the opening credits. Have you seen any changes since Thomas was last back for those 2 episodes? In addition to having his picture taken out of the opening sequence, Matt Atkinson was listed with the recurring and guest actors rather than the contract actors in the end credits. When Thomas returned the last time, we knew he wouldn't stay. I'm betting Brad Bell brought Matt Atkinson back for another brief turn, and then he's going to leave again. I wish he was staying because I like Thomas, and Brad Bell is in that beautiful spot. You know, he loves to make bad guys good. I don't think we'll get it, but it would be good. The main query is, what are they hoping to achieve by bringing Matt Atkinson back? In his Instagram post, Casey Kasprisk stated that Matt Atkinson was on set that week, so I don't think he'll be returning for very long. He expressed his satisfaction at having him return for that week. That appears to be somewhat limited. He stated that he was returning for that week only, not generally. That is a warning sign. The brave and the lovely, Thomas returns. Is Liam concerned? Soap dirt. The possible effects of Thomas's return on Hope and Liam's engagement on B&B. Given that Thomas is currently single and no longer engaged to Paris Buckingham, Diamond White, I'm curious to know what his return might entail for Liam and Hope, regardless of how long he stays. We received several suggestions about what Thomas might do when he returns to his native Los Angeles. First of all, I fear that B&B may hasten Hope and Liam's wedding. Before Thomas comes back for these Christmas episodes, they might be Mr. and Mrs. Spencer. But Thomas might ruin Hope and Liam's wedding if they aren't married before then. Thomas may attempt to persuade Hope to return to him by preventing her from marrying Liam. Of course, that would be theatrical and soap operatic. However, I believe there's a possibility that Hope and Liam might have gotten married again at that point. I believe Thomas will accept that if that's the case. He didn't inquire about Hope at all. Hope was not mentioned by Thomas when he returned for the 2 Taylor episodes to respond to the marriage of Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge. However, Thomas could want to speak with her. He would want to know why Hope rejected Liam's proposal twice but accepted Carter Walton's and Liam's proposals. Thomas might be attempting to discover who he is in order to achieve his own happily ever after. Thomas informed Ridge that he wasn't doing well on his most recent visit to the area. After splitting from Paris and not working on a queue at the moment, Thomas claimed he felt unattached to anything. So, Thomas might be trying to prepare himself in the correct frame of mind to meet someone to love and create a life with by conducting some introspection and soul-searching. Without attempting to meddle in Hope's current relationship, he may ask her certain questions in an attempt to learn why they didn't work out and improve future relationships. Bold and the Beautiful, a profession's return to Forrester Creations? The second possibility is that Thomas will return for business pertaining to Forrester Creations. Thomas can be asked by Ridge or Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes would, to provide advice on Hope for the future and share some of his experiences working with Hope when they were doing gangbusters and selling out all the dresses with Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn. Hope selected Deke as her new designer for Hope for the future. Although he is quite talented, he is nevertheless inexperienced and recently graduated from school. In order to mentor Deke and get him fully integrated and prepared to work on the Hope for the Future project, Thomas may temporarily relocate to Los Angeles. Ivy Forrester and Thomas, a new romance on the horizon? Ivy Forrester is at loose ends because Liam is with Hope. We are aware of her strong desire to get back together with Liam, but he politely informed her that he preferred Hope. Due to Liam's impending marriage to Hope, Ivy is forced to forget about him. However, you might recall that Ivy had a major crush on Thomas years ago. To be clear, they are not related, even though they are both Forresters. Thomas is not the grandchild of Eric Forrester, John McCook, but she is his niece. He is the grandson of Massimo Marone. Ivy and Thomas do not share a single drop of blood. Years ago, they were momentarily in love. They kissed each other. However, they didn't do anything like hit the sheets. Ivy isn't used much in Bold and the Beautiful either. Ashley Brewer is rarely seen. Thus, they might have Ivy and Thomas cultivate this new romantic attraction. After that, Ivy and Thomas make the decision to leave town in order to pursue opportunities in Paris. Taking Douglas home for the holidays on a bed and breakfast? At last, we saw that Thomas had returned to take Douglas Forrester home for the holidays so he could visit his relatives, possibly for a long stay with Hope and Liam. If Thomas brings Douglas back for the holidays, it would make sense. Regarding Henry Samiri's return for this visit, we have not heard anything. Matt Atkinson's return is welcome, but I don't think Thomas Forrester will be making a permanent return, people. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for Monday, October 3rd, reveals that Electra Forrester's revelations will horrify Deke Sharp. Will Spencer will also blast Remy Price as the drama gets even worse in the Forrester showroom. All poor Deke wanted to do was show off his new boyfriend. Deke was hoping to include Remy in his welcome bash at Forrester Creations and let everyone meet the guy who's captured his heart. Instead of giving Deke a heads up on the inevitable mayhem, Remy let him get blindsided. Now Deke is wondering why everyone seems so freaked out about Remy being the man in his life. Of course, Electra will fill Deke in on the deepfake photos Remy created and how he made her miserable just so he could be the one to comfort her. It was sick and twisted, so Deke will obviously be creeped out as well. Remy followed Electra to Los Angeles and once again made a mess with his stalkerish tendencies. It all led to that dramatic climax when Remy chased after Electra and found himself in a showdown with Will. Speaking of Will, he'll put Remy on full blast and make it clear that he's not welcome at Forrester Creations. Ivy Forrester will surely pipe up in agreement since she knows what an awful experience Electra went through thanks to Remy. After Remy pleads to speak with Deke alone, they'll clash over Electra's disturbing news. Remy will want to wipe the slate clean and embrace the romance they've found, but it may not be that simple for Deke. That's especially true since Remy already faced backlash for his link to Luna Nozawa. Deke doesn't even realize that Remy's still going behind his back to see Luna, so this whole thing is a mess. As for Sheila Sharp, B&B spoilers say she'll make promises to Deke and Sharp and look forward to fully repairing their relationship. Since Hope Logan and Liam Spencer's wedding is coming up, Sheila will get updates on that and decide this will be a great opportunity to do something as a couple with Deacon. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Sheila's plans may fall through in the coming episodes since Beth Spencer won't want her anywhere near the nuptials.